Oh my god, the faces are going way too far lately. Let me see if we're live. And it seems like we are. Twitch is picking up, but it's a Monday night here in Vancouver and it is a holiday. And we are going to work on some facial rigging and some development on the action stack, which has been really, since I posted it on LinkedIn and other media, I was very happy to see that there was a very good response. So that gives me good energy to keep moving and keep developing the system, whatever it is, and getting this facial rigging done as well. So as usual, if you want to participate, please leave a comment. It's probably going to be a kind of a short stream today because we don't have too much time until midnight actually. So what happens here, so we also have some music. It's probably might be too loud though, so let me just leave it on the background here. And yeah, this is some royalty free music from Epidemic Sound. Pretty good. I mean, there are good ones, bad ones, but this one's electronics, trying to get to know them. So what we have here on the screen now is the last point that we stopped last time. So I was adding the muscle joint system that we can see here. Let's see if we can check it on the the how do you call this? The X-ray mode, which I forgot the name, but the whole thing here is it works if the system is building automatically and all the muscles work properly, but it is extremely heavy. It's like for that reason, I mean, I spent some time to develop it. I learned a lot developing it, but I just feel like it's going to be 300 times more work than going for the BlendShapes. After the BlendShapes, if I feel like there's room for that, I might continue to develop this. But I'm pretty satisfied with that. One of the reasons why I was working on this system is because I wanted to develop more of the technical side and be able to, rig with joints and code the system. But with the action stack, we're coding quite a lot, and that might not be no longer necessary as it was before. And but it works. Let's see how long it takes to build here. So this is going to build with the system in place, with the build mouth muscle module and the build mouth output module. It takes not much longer. I think without it we were making around 16 seconds, and with the system now we are on the 20 seconds to build it, although it is a pretty joint heavy system. So I'm just going to leave it off for now, and what I'm going to work on first, I'm going to execute all the way into the import. So I'm just going to get the raw geometry and everything on the rig. And then first of all, I want to make a few adjustments. So one of them is subdivide this mesh, because right now for the sculpting of the BlendShapes is going to be way too low poly. It's not too low poly, but it could be higher poly. So first of all, I'm going to correct one thing on the normal map here, which I know is not applied correctly. So I'll first set the map here to raw, and then I'm going to change this to tangent normal space here, and then when we show it to 1, we should get a more realistic. Yeah, we can see that there are like more bumps on the skin, and his skin is overall more realistic. So it's good enough for now. which actually makes me think about the eyes here, because I previously have not added the normals because let me test this, because I'm feeling like we could have a different result now. So today we're going to be working on these tasks here. So we still have some like house cleaning tasks such as create, control shapes, but I don't know. I don't want to go. I don't really. I want to get some results right now in terms of the face rigging. So I don't like to leave stuff for the end or anything like that, because there's a high chance that we're not gonna do it. But I mean, at some point you need the actual rig, right? Instead of just keep working on this on the back end. So template geo, I need to clean some stuff. Might be coming later too. So this is the blend shape work. I need to subdivide the mesh, change normal map to 10, which is what we're doing right now, and then export all meshes with new level subdivision, which is going to happen. We need to rename some joints, and yeah, these are some problems here, but yeah, in general, the goal now is to have the blend shapes sculpted, and for that we need to do some prepping on our geometry here so that we get the best possible results. So let me see here. I need the maps. It's going to be JPEG, and I want the eye maps here. So I have the cornea and we have the eye, which is what we need. So what I'm going to do is first just clean these guys here, because we're not going to be using them, and then I want to add just a blend mat, just a normal blend mat, so I can straight up bring the normal map here and see how it's going to react with this new configuration. So I'm just going to add like a bump 2D, and then I want to connect, I believe it was the color, of course, or was it not? Okay, so let's go with this. Yeah, you can see that is a lot better, but it's quite dramatic. Tangent space normal, it's a bit too harsh there on the corners, and that's the bad thing about the way these eyes have been done. Like this is a bot mesh, right? So what happens then is that instead of curving the eye inwards, they basically have relied 100% on the normal map to create this cavity for the eye, but it's bizarre. So doesn't look good at all, right? It would be great just to have a reference, but I'm afraid it just doesn't look good. At least not in this stage. I mean, when you render it, you're probably going to have a good result, but also something to consider would be to completely replace the eye, because it just doesn't happen. Look, of course it doesn't happen, because it's like it's curved out, like it doesn't have the inward curvature, like the concave. Have I changed all the button? I changed this to raw. Oh, there you go. Nice. Okay. Okay. Maybe there's hope. Let's try then to change a few settings on the blend here. So I will try to reduce the specular I think it helps kind of like a little. So Jefferson de Assis is saying hello, I believe. Hello, Jefferson. How's it going, man? We're here today, proceeding on the project and trying to make some progress here. Let me place my camera a little bit further away from me. I don't know if it's impossible though. But anyways, how's it going, man? Sorry, I decided to rearrange my camera here all of a sudden. Anyways, it's gonna be like this. But thanks for the comment. Thanks for stopping by, and let's keep going here. So yeah, it might be that I'll keep this thing here. I don't know if it's not the best possible texturing, but anyways. So we even have a roughness map here, which is there's like a parallax and ISSS, which is all good. Let's go with the specular color here, and let's also add this as a raw. Specular color, no then. You know what, this is not exactly necessary. I'm not going to be fighting with this shader. Should I go to the eccentricity? Obviously not helping too much. So, anyways, let's just focus on what we need to do here. And I'll figure out this. Jefferson just is saying hi, it's always late. It's no problem at all, man. We're actually not on a rush today. And well, I'm trying to get some progress for sure, but soon enough I'll go get some rest. It's almost midnight and it's a holiday today, so I might as well just get some sleep. And yeah, it's just gonna be like this for now. So I'm also going to graph this guy here, and this is just a standard blend. Now I'm going to get the other part of the eye that might help us a little bit. Let's see if we get a little bit of I mean, obviously not. Well, it looks a little bit like a robot, but the eye, but maybe it's better than not having it. So let me just copy this. Let me add another blend here. Or maybe yeah. So let's graph these guys here. And we're gonna lens. The blend has a blend. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out why is it not showing now, because it's just disappeared, but I'm going to add a new blend anyways. It's weird. What's up with this song here right now? Thanks. Sometimes something is kind of weird in your mind, and then you realize it's the wrong song playing. Oh, I know what it is now. It's because it's using the same material, so that's why it is. So that's fine. Let's do what I was thinking before. That's not the lens though. This is the like a cornea or let's go with cornea for now. Iris, or I don't know, iris. The cornea is this one. So cornea blend matte. So yeah, as I said, I'm preparing the mesh now for sculpting the blend shapes. Just giving a little more effort here into making it look a little better so that we can then, I will have also to subdivide the head mesh. Okay, so I'm just checking. Okay, so now let me try to decrease the row or decrease the eccentricity. Yeah, increase the eccentricity. Yeah, that's going to kind of work for us, I guess. It's definitely not perfect, but it's kind of okay. So let me also decrease a little more of his cornea specular color or his iris. All right, surprisingly, it doesn't look all that bad. It's definitely not perfect, but we can at least have a good representation of what the eye. Yeah, not too bad. So then I will start by exporting this so that we can check it out. On the rebuild. So now the next step is to rebuild it. So I'm going to be adding it to asset, model geo, and it's going to be the model geo here. Hopefully nothing has changed, I don't remember. And now we can fully rebuild it and check if it's building properly. All right. Cool. Yes, it works. So now we are set on this aspect. So a little better, right? It gives him a little more life so that we can work on this blend shapes and look at a sort of a human here. Now, the next step. What's going on with this song? Let me get something a little better. I think the hip hop was a little. So I'm looking through my epidemic sound gallery here and trying to find something that is good enough for us to listen to here. Let's go with the hip hop. There's no failing there. All right, so I'm going to then import the blend shapes just to check if everything is working properly. All right, so we have the blend shapes in place already. Now I can check. Let's see how the eyes are going to work here. Then might have to just turn off our school there. And now that it is basically the blend shapes are added now. Yeah, so one thing that I would like to check is how this eye glare there, like the eye water is behaving. It seems like not very well, which is sad because we're gonna kind of lose it. Yeah, but it's not too bad. I mean, could be better, but we're gonna check it. So this is just the raw blend shapes, right? There's no work done on this yet. This is a blend shape set that I bought this way so that we could have a bit of a head start on the sculpting of these blend shapes. So, but obviously there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Like we have just a couple of blend shapes, and it's almost good as a reference, but it's not going to be what's going to be at the end. And the way that I want to do this now is I want to subdivide this and transmit all the subdivision to the other targets so that we get a better mesh to work with for sculpting. Initially, I could cut this to, but I don't know if I want to deal with the UVs. Let me check how the UVs are set. So my UV editor is opening on the other side here. I'm gonna bring it to yeah, I could cut it, but it's going to generate distortions on the UVs for sure. And I'm not really sure how much I need it, because if I have good enough density on the mesh, I might be able to get away. It's not gonna be perfect, but he already has some sort of eyebrow work here, and it's roughly working. I know that there's a lot of detail that is on the normal map, so that there's that as well. We're gonna probably be handling the blend shapes. But yeah, let's get started with the subdivision though. So it was this here, and then one level of subdivision and apply. So this is what we're going to be working with. It's a lot smoother, and as far as I know, it's going to continue to work with the blend shapes. But now we can see that there's a lot more room for detail in every part of the rig, which is great because we can, fix some of the blend shapes. We can rely kind of rely less on the normal maps, even if it's for demonstration purpose. So now I need to remember how to propagate. I think it was blend shapes, big topology to targets. And cool. Yes, we're done. So that would mean then that it's a lot faster here. Yep. Okay, so let me just check if all of the blend shapes were propagated to the topology. So we are increasing now the density of the mesh and propagating the geometry changes to the blend shapes. And these are all of the shapes, and we can see that they have got all of the changes here, as I can see, which is great. So basically what it means is now that I can export this and get the exact same thing over again. Let's go back into our assets, and on our geo, although our blend shapes, no, that's not what I need. It's template, blend shape, template geo. This is a very big file, 720 megabytes. But let's back it up. Let's move this. I mean, this gotta go real soon. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep this many files on the disk. So now let's just export the selection. And also, in order to export everything, I'm going to have to delete the blend shape node. Where are you looking here still? Huh. Yeah, I get it. So I'm gonna delete all of the blend shape nodes. Pretty manual process at this point, because this is not something that we're gonna be doing frequently. It's mostly something that I have to do right now to re-export this, because all of them have the blend shape node attached to them. Okay, so all the blend shape nodes are gone now, and I think it's all good. And to unbind this guy as well, so the form, so no, so to be rigging, skin, unbind skin, actually all of the geo inside of this, and that's kind of a thing that, let's see if all of them were unbinded. Okay. So we have a backup for this, so that's fine for now. Let's just export this. And this little mesh here is also going to get just got a revamp here. We have doubled the amount of polygons on it so that we can have some good deformations. And yeah, let's just delete history here and all of them. And I mean, I guess let's just export that. Also, I might just create a backup here just in case. And then let's just get this guy and export. Cool, so now we should be able to rebuild it with the new topology. But that's not good. Okay, so we kind of lost the weights, so that's no good. but the mesh is correct. Let's just see if the blend shapes are working, and then we can. Yeah, so we might have to return to the last one just so that we can. Yeah, I think that the blend shape worked as expected. No big deal here. Yeah, seems good. Also, let me check out this shaders here because it seems a bit weird to me. And now I may understand why that's the case. Change this to raw. And I believe we're going to get a much better result here. At least we should. Yeah, this is definitely not the case. Anyways, it's not even the point here. I'm just checking it out. But we did lose the... We did lose the skinning, so I might need to do the process again. It's no big deal though. But I might have to do the thing again. So let's do it. Throw this into the 4, and then this goes back in. And this goes back there. Kind of silly, but that's what we need to do right now. So I'm just restoring now a geometry because I lost because I've increased the number of polygons on the mesh here, as you can see. I lost some detail. I mean, I completely lost the skinning. So what I will do then is re-import the previous mesh with the skinning. Let's see if it's going to work now. And then subdivide with the skinning applied, and let's see if it keeps it properly, if it keeps the skinning properly. If it keeps the skinning properly, then we just export it and that should work. Otherwise, we have to reskin the head. Not too much of a big deal because it was just a simple skinny that I have applied just to test. So there's not much of a harm there, but still, if we can not lose, you know, it's just a little easier. But it is going to keep the tweak. It's going to add a tweak node. So I don't know how that could be the case. But let's try, right? Otherwise, I think I could use ng skin tools to. Yeah, that might be the best case. So let's do mesh smooth. And I know it's going to work, but it's going to keep. I don't know if there's a way to like merge this. I don't think so, huh? But let's see if I initiate this and if I do paint, if it's going to take in consideration. Yeah, no, it's not taking in consideration. We can see that. There's a bunch of black spaces here because of the mesh smooth. So, okay, let's get back then one step. Let's rebuild this guy. So what happens is I'm trying to subdivide the mesh and not lose the skinny. So what I'm probably going to do is then export the skinny as is with ng-skin tools, subdivide it, lose the skinny, and then try to use ng-skin tools to re-import it and associate it with the closest vertex. I know it's not going to be 100%, but at least we have a start here. So this is the skinny. Let's do file export. And now we can go to our data, skin clusters, ng-skin tools. And then I'm going to do add model geo backup one. I don't know. Maybe there's a better name to do this, but it's good enough for now. So I'm going to delete the node. And now I should be able to skin. Let's see. I should be able to rigging skin, unbind skin. And then do our modeling and then mesh smooth. So move it by one and delete the history. Now, with that, we can then get back to rigging, skin, bind skin, joint hierarchy. Pretty fast. And now we could try to import the skin cluster. Let's see if it's going to allow us. So as long as it associates the so hold on a second. I guess I didn't select the root joint. What's the deal here? I missed something. Let's go again. Unbind skin. And I'm going to get the root joint, which is the only one. And now I'm going to select this and bind skin again. And let's see, import. So now, oh no, why these references are not here? Unmatched source influence. Well, I guess the thing is, there's just no influences associated with it, but it is on the skin cluster and it doesn't even matter for me. So keep existing layers, it's fine. This is fine as well, done. Let's see what happens. And now we have the base weights here, and if we paint, we should be able to see, and it works. Amazing. One less problem for us to figure out. So then we should be able to just do delete all custom nodes, and we're going to keep these weights. And I will then just, and a thing that I definitely need to write is a tool to manage this backups here, because it's just, on the long run it's just not sustainable to. And look, I even had like another ng skin tool here. So it's not sustainable to be doing this backups manually, but for now it's not the priority. So I'm just gonna keep going and doing this backups manually for now. And then we should be able to select, I believe, let me see if I remember now. So here is, so this is a good thing about the system right now. So it prints whatever it is on the, and I don't even have the, let me open the PyCharm. So whatever is the doc string on the method, it's going to print for us. So I cannot even count the amount of times that I wrote a tool and I have it stored, but I don't know how to use it anymore. So this one here, if we have a good description on the tool, we're going to be able to remember. So this one is whatever it is in the model geo group is going to be exported as model geo skin cluster. So now that we have the backup from that skin cluster, I can just export it. But now it's a lot bigger, the skin cluster, but it wasn't even that bad. Nice. Okay, so we can just keep going for now. So with that then I believe that all that is left to do is let me just check if I need to. So it's all here. I don't need another backup. I can just export this guy here. I'm just going to re-export this model geo. And now hopefully we're just going to be rerunning it and all the skin clusters are going to be back online with the subdivided mesh with a lot more resolution that we can use for modeling. And let's see how much time it's going to take now. So before we were having 16 seconds to build the rig, and now it crashed. What have I done? Okay. So we can see exactly which one crashed, and it was the model geo group. I don't know what have I done wrong? Oh, it's because it has all the skin clusters on it. It's okay. All that we need to do is remove all of the skin clusters. I clear history, delete history, export it back again. And we should be able to rebuild it. So as I said before, we were getting like 16 seconds. Now let's see how long it takes with to import the skin clusters using this a lot higher resolution mesh. I can see that it's a little slower already. Or was it? Maybe it was even lower. I think it was 12 seconds then, because we really didn't get too much of an impact here, which means this is actually a good lesson that importing skin clusters without OpenMaya, it's basically not doable. On the beginning of this project, we can go back and see that I actually tried to do it, and I had a tool written for it, and I was already running the script. Okay, so as I said, this is just like a test skin cluster. It's not properly, or I didn't invest too much time on painting it, but it's mostly going to be used for adjustments, because the blend shapes are doing most of the movement. So then let's just bring the blend shapes here, see if everything's going to connect properly. And it build, no crashes. Let's see if the blend shapes are properly added, and they are. And they're working as well. Just this guy here inside that is not, it's just a template geo. So let's close NG skin tools. We're not going to need it now. Yeah, so it's working, and we have enough real estate here and mesh in terms of polygons to continue sculpting and get some interesting results. Yeah, so that's fixed now. This is coming like just as a standard now. We can rebuild this and get the same result over again. So I also need to fix something that I did here, because I added these controls, and yeah, they're working, but the thing is, the naming on the joints is not proper, and the controls get the same wrong name as consequence. So I should go back and fix this, but I don't know. But anyways, let me check my tasks. So skeleton, okay. Blend shape should subdivide mesh. It's gone now. Change normal map to tangent space. That's gone as well. Export all meshes with the correct subdivision level, and that's gone. And this guy should be gone as well. So next thing now, there's the spine joints problem that we have. Should be fixed before moving on. This is something else. Control tool out, restore. So let's give a quick overview. So the control tools, it's used to re-import the shapes in the position that you choose on the scene. And right now it is importing the shapes based on the local space of the transform. So the idea is that if you need to rescale the rig, or if you need to move some of the controllers a little bit, then when you re-import in the local space, you're gonna get the same modifications that you did to the overall. But what if you need to change the orientations of the joints, for example, and still you want to keep the same position of the controls as they are? Because right now, if I change the orientation of a joint, this control here is going to be rotated into the new orientation based on the local space. So that's another feature to implement the ability to re-import the control shapes based on the world space. So this way, whatever the modifications you do to the joints is not going to be passed on to the controls. we also have to, let me see, what time is it? Oh my god, it's midnight and it's time to go. All right, so yeah, that's mostly it. We got something done here today, which is we were able to do the surgery, this upres of the mesh. And yeah, we also have the comment here from Jefferson Justice. Today in Vancouver, it's a holiday. It's you know, we all need to rest, but you know, let's just get some facial ready. Why not? Uh, so yeah, we have done some progress. That was by the way, I haven't spoken to you, Bob, today. How's it going, man? Thanks for the. Have you seen that you got new eyes on the in Maya right now? You're no longer with the blank eyes. That's good for us. A little bit more human, right? And yeah, so for today, that's it, guys. We got the mesh upres and a little bit of a good start on the blend shape sculpting. If you had, I believe in Brazil, it's weekend tomorrow or a holiday tomorrow. Whatever you are in the world, I hope you're gonna have a good time doing your week. Have a great start of your week, and we're gonna see each other during this week for sure. So have a good one and good night.